You know how I do. If you guys are new here, welcome, welcome, welcome. If you guys are not, you already know what to do. You know the spew. Hashtag Justice for Alicia Smiley 2024. I would surely appreciate it. It's early. We're going to go ahead and give our shade. We're just going to give our shade to the divine infinite all of our, the divine infinite all. The most high honorable judge, Madre Omega, Ashava Ishtar, as well as the other Orbis that are in the upright. We also would like to give Ashe to our most beautiful and precious Santissima Muerte, all of her beautiful robes, all of her beautiful aspects. We would like to give Ashe to the Orishas, to the Loas, to the Variants, to the Gades, to Papa Legba, Isu Legba, Legbara, to the Holy Child of Atocha. We also would like to give Ashe to all of our ancestors, angels, and guides, ascended masters, elder spirits, galactic federation, Egyptian gods and goddesses, everyone known and unknown that mean us well. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. So if there is a message in this, we ask that the ancestors would deliver a message for the tribe, for the group, for the unit, for the whole that's most relevant at this point in time. And all messages that we do receive, we receive with love, honor, and respect. And it's always spirit, gratitude, gratitude, gratitude. So I'm here. I didn't make it here yesterday at all, you guys. Yesterday wasn't really a good day for me. And I'm looking raggedy today. I got on these sweatpants. They got holes in them. I don't really care. This little belly shirt really don't even match. But I mean, they're both, it's all black, but I really don't care. Because I don't be going nowhere anyway, so I can be looking raggedy in my house, and it's fine that I look raggedy in my house. But yesterday wasn't a good day for me. It wasn't. But I'm here, so I made it through. Probably get like a little bit of a message. I'm not gonna wait on anybody because I know that it's early. And I know people are still sleeping. But after I had made that video about all that family being on that government watch list, and I did that reading with them and shit. Well, not with them, but on them. After I did that, they immediately started to like spiritually attack me in the spiritual realm. And that's why yesterday wasn't a good day, because those people are highly upset with me for going on the internet and telling the world what they really did. So they're really, really upset with me. So they were basically like immediately gathering the group together to figure out how they're going to, again, either kill me, stop me, or block me from telling this information. So yesterday I dealt with a lot of spiritual attacks from these people. And that's why I didn't come live yesterday, because it was just too much negative energy that they were sending me, because I went online and put them all on blast or whatever. But this is my thing. This is my thing. I wouldn't be in this position if the same people that I'm telling on didn't kidnap me. Okay. I wouldn't be in a position to know all of the things that I know about these people if they didn't kidnap me. I wouldn't know of any of their crimes. I wouldn't know of anything that they've done. But I do know because they took me, right? So they're upset with me. And I'm not gonna say rightfully so, because I don't feel like they're rightfully so upset with me. That they're upset with me that I continue to put them on blast. They're also embarrassed as well. Why am I snitching? Because they kidnapped me when I was 3 years old. Any other questions, Eduardo? That's why I'm snitching. Because they kidnapped me. Do you see this missing child flyer? Any other questions? Because I'm here for it. That's why I'm snitching. Anybody else want to know? Because I got the answers to your questions. I'm snitching because they kidnapped me when I was 3 years old. And the people that kidnapped me are police officers. So how in the fuck I'm supposed to get some help? Okay? Take street justice against fucking 50 people? They're all police officers, Eduardo. They're police officers, doctors, lawyers. How am I going to take street justice against 30, 40 people by myself? I just want to know. How am I going to take justice against street justice against 30, 40, 50 people by myself with a hit out on my head, because there's a hit out on my head as well. So how am I going to do this by myself? One by one, do it anonymously. Edwater, this is not a fucking movie. This is not a movie. This is real fucking life. And I'm about to just block you because I can already tell that you're going to piss me off because you're saying dumbass shit. This is not a fucking movie. This is a real life situation. So it's not like, it's not going to work out like you think it's going to work out like in a movie situation. And I hate when people take my situation lightly. Like, I can just fucking turn into fucking Colombiana and go kill these motherfuckers. If I could do that, it would already be done. This shit is not a fucking movie. Okay? That's the dumbest shit you could have ever fucking said. One by one, do it anonymously. So I've been on the internet for 2 years saying that these people have kidnapped me. I pointed out their faces and shit like that. You don't think that the police would know or the world would know that Alicia Smiley's now going and killing the people that killed that kidnapped her? The world would know because I've been doing this shit for 2 years trying to get justice for myself. So they would know exactly who the fuck killed these people, right? Let me go ahead and just block you because you're a dumbass bitch and I don't want you on my channel. Okay? Yeah, we're going to hide Eduardo's dumbass on this motherfucking channel because he's talking dumbass shit and we don't like that. So you're out of here. Street justice, kill them one by one anonymously. This ain't no motherfucking Hollywood fucking movie, bitch. This is my real life. This is my real fucking life. Why don't you go kill him, Eduardo, since you feel like you can fucking turn into motherfucking Terminator around this bitch? Go ahead and kill him. The fuck? Anyways, I was very angry yesterday too. I was very, very fucking angry at the fact that they put me through this and they put me in this situation. Okay? I'm really, like, I really have struggled with the situation. Like, they literally abused me, took me, and then because they know magic, I know magic too. Thank you so much. You said how I'm doing today. I'm all right. Thank you for sending love. And they all know magic, so they were like literally doing black magic on me as well, like trying to kill me and shit like that. Or if they couldn't bind me to them, then they were going to try to kill me. But you know, none of that shit worked either. You get what I'm saying? So this is hard for me to deal with. It's not a joke. It's not a game. It's real life. You get what I'm saying? Yesterday, again, I was really angry because I don't know how I got into this position to where I have to snitch on these people. I don't know how I even ended up here. I don't know how I ended up in this position. I don't know why they kidnapped me. I don't know any of those things. I don't know any of those things. So that part really fucks with me, y'all. I'm like, inside it fucks with me. We probably gonna get a message because I need one, but I'm just saying, it really fucks with me. Even to have to, like, y'all have to think about like what I just got on camera and did. Of course, I went on camera and said that they kidnapped me, but I also went on camera and started naming bodies that they dropped. You get what I'm saying? No person in their right mind is going to put themselves in that amount of danger. This has to be a real situation. This has to be real life. If I'm getting on this camera and I'm literally naming names of people that they didn't kill, no person, sane person, okay, is gonna, well, maybe I do got a little mental illness, but it did come from them kidnapping me because I'm thinking about this yesterday. Like, this is not a game. This is not a joke. No person is going to get on here and name real names of real people that really lived in this lifetime and say that these people killed them. Right? If it's not true, why would I want to be the target? Like, y'all realize that that makes me the target in this situation. This is why they put it. Doesn't it make sense why they have a hit out on my head? Doesn't it make sense that they would want to kill me? Because I know too much. Because they kidnapped me. They put me in a position to know too much by kidnapping me, taking me from where I was from and bringing me into their criminal law enforcement family. They kidnapped me, right? And now they committed all these crimes around me. And I know of these crimes. I don't even want to know of these crimes that I know of. I don't want to know this shit. Why would I want to know this shit? You get what I'm saying? Justice for Alicia Smiley 2024. Thank you. That's super hard for me. And I don't think a lot of people understand that. Be in the position to have the information that I have and have the knowledge that I have. Do y'all understand I don't get any witness protection either? I have zero witness protection in this situation. But to have to get on camera and literally say these things, I'm putting my life at risk. I mean, my life is already at risk, so I kind of feel like, what do I have to lose by doing this? So that's why I do it. That's why I will get on the camera and say it, because they're already trying to kill me, right? They're already put a hit out on me. They're already trying to kill me. So I might as well just speak, because at the end of the day, I mean, what do I have to lose other than my life? And they already stole my life from me, right? They already stole my life from me. The only thing that I have to lose is my physical life. They stole that shit. So it's like I don't have anything else to lose. So that's why I'm willing to get on camera and say the things that I say about this particular group of people and do it with my whole chest. You get what I'm saying? Because I don't have anything to lose. I'm really this child. They really stole my life from me. They really kidnapped me. But I just want y'all to think about the position that puts me in. And I want y'all to think about the position that would put anybody in, to have knowledge not only of crimes that were committed, murders that were committed, kidnappings that were committed, to have knowledge of those things, just to not have the knowledge, but to like speak on it. Because having the knowledge and speaking on it is two different things, right? You can have it and never say nothing, and then I guess that would create a barrier of safety, unless you're dealing with people that I'm dealing with. They were trying to kill me before I was even aware that I was Alicia Smiley already, because I had already witnessed too much. So before I found out I was Alicia Smiley, they already had hits out on me. They already had hits on my head, right? So to be in this position is like very hard for me to deal with, and it's not fun. It's not fun at all. It's actually frightening. It's frightening. It's scary. I had my daughter had to help me through this day yesterday. I had so many anxiety attacks yesterday. Like when I'm doing it, when I'm speaking, y'all see a whole nother person. It's like literally Madri Omega, the most high honorable judge, Madri Omega Ashava Isha, is who y'all see. So y'all can see a difference in the videos. When I tell y'all I shapeshift, I really do shapeshift, right? You can see a difference in the video. So the murder video, or the video, not the murder video, the video where I'm showing them all being on the government list, right? The video that I'm showing there, right? As I'm speaking, that's my higher self speaking. Y'all probably don't even know that shit. That's why I'm able to be so serious and be so straight faced or whatever. Then I go off camera. And then my higher self is still there, but no longer in control of the vessel. So now I'm just Bela. And I'm just like, bitch, what the fuck are you doing? Like, what are you doing? Why are you doing this? Why are you telling all this shit? You know they're going to try to kill you. You know they're trying to kill you. That's what I'm thinking, right? But then my higher self, it just takes over, and she just be talking, and she be like, yeah, they killed these people, they kidnapped me, and all this other shit. But then my regular self, when I don't have to be in defense mode, because your higher self does take over when your body is in fight or flight, when you feel like you need to be like, protected or something like that. If you don't have protection and you are a chosen one, then you know what I'm talking about. It's the part of you that just takes over your whole entire vessel. It's you. It's not another spirit. It's the part of you that takes over your whole entire vessel, either to protect you or to get some shit done. You may even feel like, when you're in fight or flight, that adrenaline, that's a perfect example of like your higher self taking over, because you don't know what's going on. You don't know what the hell is happening. You just know that at that point in time, you got to haul ass, or you got to get to moving or whatever. And that part of you takes over your body. That's how I feel when it comes to this Alicia Smiley shit, right? I want y'all to take into account how serious this is. Okay? That's what I want you to do. Like, for real, for real. I had anxiety attacks all yesterday. Because I'm, like I said, bitch, why do you keep telling on these people? Because you don't have a choice. It's like the angel on your shoulder and the demon on the other one. Because you don't have a choice, bitch. If you don't tell on them, they're going to kill you. If you be quiet, they're going to kill you. If you tell them, they're going to kill you. So you might as well just tell. You get what I'm saying? You might as well tell. They gonna kill you if you don't tell, and if you do tell, they're gonna try to kill you anyways. So the end result here is that they're gonna try to kill you. So you might as well just fucking tell. You get what I'm saying? So I wouldn't wish this on anybody. This is definitely not some shit that I would do for clout, because it's not even worth it. Trust me, it's not even worth it to feel like this, to live like this, to not have the protection that you need from law enforcement. It's not even worth it. Is there a fucking... Oh, that's from me spraying the bottle. I'm like, is there a puddle of water on my shit on my laptop? Okay, because I sprayed the cats earlier. So this is not a position that I would want to ever wish on anybody else to be in. This is not a clout chase or any of that. Like, I'm angry, y'all. I'm angry inside. Like, I was so angry. I didn't even eat yesterday, y'all. I did not even eat. I was so angry. And so, like, anxiety was just, like, through the roof. I didn't even eat yesterday. I was so angry, and I was talking to the spirits, and I just wanted to fight. I wanted to fight my auntie. She dead, y'all. But I wanted to beat her ass, like, yesterday. Like, I really wanted to fight her. Like, I don't even know how that would even work, how you beat a spirit ass. Like, that's how infuriated I was yesterday. Those parts I don't go on camera with. I almost did, but I don't like to do it because I'm like, these are the parts that they really need to see, because y'all get to see the strong me. Y'all don't get to see the me that's literally curled up in a ball crying because this shit has happened to me. Y'all don't get to see the anxiety attacks that I go through and how I have to deal with these anxiety attacks. Y'all don't get to see that. I don't get medication because I don't trust doctors. So whatever anxiety attack or overwhelming that I have that concerns the situation, I have to literally work through all of that myself. I have to start to like try to calm myself down. I have to do my breathing. I have to do all that myself. It's literally a process. This is a healing process, but I have to do those things all by myself, and I don't have any help or anybody that I could talk to about this, like at all. Like I don't have nobody I can talk to about this. But I had so many ups and downs yesterday. It's not even funny, y'all. Justice for Alicia Smiley, just for Alicia Smiley 2024, hashtag sweetest taboo, hashtag flourish, hashtag bird watching bitch, hashtag quick turnaround, hashtag elevated, hashtag soul, hashtag illuminated, hashtag self-love. I appreciate that. Hashtag my squad of truth. I appreciate y'all moderators. But yesterday was just so hard because I want to know why. I know y'all ain't gonna be able to give me any answers as to why I'm even in this position, to have the information that I have, to know the things that I know. Why am I even in this position? Like, why? I want to know. You know what I'm saying? I want to know, like, why am I here? I don't know why they kidnapped me. I would like to know why. You know what I'm saying? I would like to know why I live to tell the story. I would like to know why. Why did I live to tell the story? Why did they kidnap me, then like abuse me, then try to kill? Like, it's weird. Like, I have a bunch of whys that I would like to know about the situation. But I really was angry at my auntie yesterday because they're so, and I'm not wishing this on anybody else's kids, but this is just my thought processes yesterday. There's so many other people in the world. Why me? Why me? I would love to not have any knowledge of what happened to Alicia Smiley and what happened to all these other people and how they died and all this other shit. I would love to not have any knowledge of that shit. I would love to, because then maybe I could live somewhat of a normal life. This shit is the hardest thing I've ever been through, y'all. I worry about my sons. I haven't seen my sons in 2 years. And they're literally with a serial killer. They're like, my sons are with a serial killer, or they were. I don't know where they are. It's been 2 years since I've seen my sons. Since I found out I was Alicia Smiley. That was like pretty much, I found out I was Alicia Smiley. My kids were brought to the knowledge that I was Alicia Smiley, and then 1 week later we were separated by this family and my ex-husband. Then they worked together to steal my kids or to rip my kids from me so that I would not leave the city after I found out that I was Alicia Smiley. But I left them kids there because now I have something to fight for, which is myself. I have to go and make sure that this story is told. So I end up having to leave my children with the people that kidnapped me, the people that were arranging my murder. So it's like my children, I had to leave them with a serial killer, and they kidnapped them legally, illegally. How do we say it? Legally, illegally. That's the term, right? So my kids were left with a serial killer. Their father is a serial killer. The preacher, he is the person that committed all the murders. That's who my children were left with. So it's like hard for me, like, to deal with this. And I don't know who would want to be in this situation. Like, who would want to be in my shoes? I don't know, like, what y'all would do if y'all was in my shoes. Maybe y'all can help me out. But I don't know anybody that would joke or play like this or do it for fun or lie, or like, especially when you're talking about murders and people, bodies being exhumed and, being kidnapped and how, like, crimes or whatever. And then I want y'all to think about this as well. Who at all is ever going to tell all of their family secrets like this, especially if that's really your family. If that's really your family, it's going to be some type of love that you have there. Oh, that's my uncle. I know he did this. That's my auntie. I know she did this. This is wrong, but because this is my family, I'm going to try to keep this together for my family. I'm not going to tell. You would feel a sense of secondhand embarrassment for being a part of this family if you find out, your uncle's name is, molesters, and your mama name is real, like, human traffickers and shit like that. If you're really a part of this family, there's going to be a part of you that's going to want to protect that, right? And that's how generational curses just go on and go on and go on and go on, because you have the blood relatives of the family that are willing to keep the secrets of the family and keep what they're doing and what they have done in the family, to themselves or whatnot. I don't know a person that will turn against their entire fucking family. and tell everything that everybody in their family has done. I don't know a person that has done that shit. I mean, I'm doing it because that's, for one, that's not my family, and for two, I'm traumatized and I want to move past this, and I want to get past this. Somebody would ask me why would I do that? Why would I get up there and why would I tell those people business like that? Why would I do that? Because they shouldn't have put me in it. That's all I can really say. They shouldn't have put me in it. They should not have never kidnapped me. Or this is the thing, because I know that they were given instructions to kill me right after they kidnapped me, right? But then they saw that there was something, special within me, that I had a connection with the divine. They like to keep kids like that, kids that have psychic abilities or can communicate with the other realm. They like to keep the child that has that type of abilities, because they can help them in this physical reality, because they have foresight, they have a connection with the spirit realms, right? So when they realized that I had these spiritual gifts, then, and physical gifts too, because my voice, I could sing and all that shit, like very talented, you know what I'm saying? So when they realized I had these gifts or whatnot, then that's what helped them keep me alive. Okay, there's been like little gnats too. So yesterday, that's another thing. Like yesterday, gnats. I don't have gnats in my house. You get what I'm saying? There's no trash out. I don't leave trash out. I'm a stickler for making sure that my house is like perfectly clean. At the end of the night, my daughter does chores, and during the day, I'm always picking up. The only thing, there's no kids here, so my house isn't dirty. It's just me, my daughter, and then we have 3 animals that live here, right? And my animals, they have flea collars and they take baths and all that stuff. Like, so there's no nothing. But they said like gnats to me for saying that too. So y'all know, like when they do spiritual attacks towards you, then like there's still a few of them in here, like a few little gnats in here. But there was so many gnats in my house yesterday. And it's November, right? So many gnats in my house yesterday because I went and made that video about how they're all on the, now it's just one bothering me, how they're all on the thing. But I mean, there was like a swarm in my house, just like when we did the fly video, when we didn't do a fly video, but I was doing a video once and I was talking too much according to those people, and then they just started like sending all those flies into my house or whatever, because that's a demonic energy or whatever. And that's how I knew that I was being spiritually attacked yesterday, because I started to notice that there was gnats. And I have some flowers in my house, and I only have one house plant, right? And my trash is always taken out. We don't let trash pile up or nothing like that in my house. House stays clean, right? So I noticed that yesterday that was just gnats, so much gnats that I ended up having to wake my baby up, and my emotions was already off because I had woke up and tears was just pouring down my face. So I already knew that yesterday was gonna be some shit, right? And that yesterday was the day after I had told all them people business and who they killed, right? So I already knew it was gonna be some shit. And then I noticed the swarm of gnats that just came out of nowhere. And it's relatively like, I got on tank tops and shit like that because I keep my house kind of warm, but it's relatively cold where I am already. All right. So let me make sure that my chat filter is up to date because it'll act all stupid. Okay. So then all the gnats came, and then I got my daughter up so she can help me like try to get them out, and we can like sage and shit. We ended up doing like some ritual work to clear it out or whatever. And there's still like maybe a few, but there's not as much as there was. And that shit came overnight. It was like immediately after I made that video about talking about the people. And those are their scare tactics for me. I'm fully aware when they're sending shit. After I made the video about them all being on the government watch list, and after I made a video saying all these people that are dead and they need their bodies exhumed, the next day there was no gnats in my house before then. The next day, which was yesterday, there was like a billion gnats just in my house. And I had to get them all out, and my emotions and shit was off. I had to sage. I had to do a bunch of spiritual cleansing and protection yesterday over me, because of the energy. So I just don't like this, y'all. I don't really know what to say about it. I really don't. I don't really know what to say about it other than I don't like this. This is not something that I'm choosing. This is not something that anybody in their right fucking mind would ever decide that this is something that they want to play with or put themselves in a position of. Like, y'all need to really protect Alicia Smiley at all costs. Like, protect Alicia Smiley at all costs. And I do this shit because I want y'all to understand I'm really in danger, y'all. I'm really in danger. These people really did this to me, and they really did this to a bunch of people. They really hurt the people that I'm saying that they hurt. All the names that I name are people they did. Now, granted, all of their death certificates are going to say something different, because you have to keep in mind that these are people in high places, right? So these are people that can get those death certificates, people that can get those, the false documentation, legally, illegally, right? These are people that have connections everywhere. So they literally murder people. They got their hitman, they murder people, and then they have the people that are in position, in legal positions, to cover this shit up for them, so that it never goes away. Like it never goes down like that. You get what I'm saying? So they would be able to, like I said, kill people and then put their cause of death as, something else. You get what I'm saying? They'll be able to put their cause of death as something else. You know what I'm saying? And get away with it because they have these positions. You get what I'm saying? So, and I know for sure they were gonna kill me and make my cause of death like drugs or something, because that was what they was trying to push. Because I'm like a hippie, I don't do drugs, but I do like shrooms and I like marijuana a lot. You get what I'm saying? I don't do drugs though. Drugs though. I ain't never done no drugs. But that's what they was gonna do with me. I already know. Spirit already showed me. That's why I stopped taking beans and shit like that, because the spirit showed me that that's what they were going to do. They were just going to say, oh, she smokes weed, a lot of it. So they would then say, okay, well, she did this. And when they killed me, they were going to just basically put my cause of death as some type of overdose. But I don't take drugs. And I stopped like popping beans immediately when the spirit showed me that, like, oh, hell no, we ain't finna be popping no beans. And if you don't know what a bean is, it's just an X pill. That's all it is, right? And this was before fentanyl hit the streets or whatever, but that's what they were finna try to do to me. They were gonna try to basically kill me and say I overdosed. And no matter how I died, it would have went down on paper as an overdose. You get what I'm saying? But that wouldn't have been the truth, right? So y'all protect Alicia Smiley by all costs. And I know some of my tribe members can feel it. I know that some of y'all can feel when I don't go live and all that shit, what I'm going through and what I'm dealing with. Just send positive energy my way. Protection energy my way. Because I need protection, y'all. For real. Protect Alicia Smiley at all costs. I have a lot of information. I have too much information. And it's not my fault that I have the information. And I'm just going to be honest with you. I had all this information before I knew that I was Alicia Smiley. I had all the information that I'm telling y'all now. I had it before I knew I was Alicia Smiley. What made me tell the information was finding out that I was Alicia Smiley. I already knew all the shit had happened, like with the murdering of my grandmother, Lorraine Dudley. They say she died of asphyxiation, which means choking, right? They say she choked, but she didn't choke. The preacher killed her, and then he preached her funeral. And this is how I know. This is how I know that he really did that. Because me and him was already divorced. He had already got somebody pregnant and moved on to the next person, to the next woman, right? And we had a preacher. We already had a preacher that was in our church or whatever. Jeff Johnson was there. Jeff Johnson was sick or whatever. Why the fuck, after me and him, he's got another bitch pregnant. And I think the bitch was at my motherfucking grandma's funeral because that was his new wife or whatever, right? Why would that family hire my ex-husband to come and preach my grandmother's eulogy? And the ex-husband, the preacher, is the serial killer, right? Why would they hire him to come and preach the eulogy of my grandmother if me and him are no longer together? He's got somebody else pregnant. And first of all, he's a preacher who cheated on y'all family member, got somebody else pregnant, right? So this is the preacher, right? Why would y'all hire him then to come and preach my grandma's funeral? I was so furious at that funeral because I was like, why is he here? Don't touch her. Like, I'm telling him, get the fuck away from my grandma. Like, I don't want you around her. Like, why are you even here? You already left the family. There's 1 billion preachers in the city. There's 1 million preachers in this city. Why did you pick my ex-husband who cheated on your family member? Y'all all was in cahoots together. Y'all all was in cahoots together around her death, because there ain't no way in hell that if a man married into my family and you marry my blood relative and then you cheat on her, you hurt this person's heart, you tear her down, right? And then one of her family members dies and then we call you? There's 1 million preachers in the city. Do you get what I'm saying? You said exactly why I don't go to church. I'm done with church. I'm telling you, because Christians are the one who stole Alicia Smiley. They went into the Christian church and they kept me there in hiding. These are the same people that are killers and murderers in the church, and they're at church every time the doors of the church are open. Now, I do believe these people were kicked out of the church. I'm going to definitely say that they are kicked out of Circle of Light Church. Everybody in Circle of Light Church, the church that they were hiding in, they know that I'm this child because I grew up in this church. So all these people needed to see in that church was this. That's all these people needed to see in that church. But beforehand, they had them people in that church thinking that there was something wrong with me. Okay? But this is why I don't go to church. You're right. Being married to that preacher, not Circle of Light Church per se, is the reason why I don't go to church. Being married to that preacher is why I don't go to church. Because being married to that made me drop my whole Christianity. Being first lady for like, I don't even think the shit lasted a year. You get what I'm saying? Hashtag justice for Alicia Smiley when entering, please. Thank you. Please hashtag justice for Alicia Smiley. Okay? I don't even think it lasted a year. Okay? This is another thing that I want to say. My iPhone finna start fucking up. Hold on, y'all. Before I start digging in my own camera. Okay, this is another thing that I wanted to say, too, about all those people that listen to this fucking murderous-ass preacher about, about me. Right? If he was a preacher and he was so holy and I was all these horrible things, a crackhead or a bad mother and all these things that he was saying that I was, right? And he was a preacher before we got married. Why would he marry me? Because a lot of people believe lies about what he was saying about me. Oh, she's this, she's that, or whatever, because he was there to like tarnish my name so that when I did die, nobody thought twice. Nobody looked at it ever again. Like, that's why he was there and they kept bringing him around and shit like that. You get what I'm saying? But if I was all those things and he was a preacher when I met him, if I was a whore, if I was on drugs, if I was all these things, why would that preacher marry me? At all. And this is what everybody involved needs to think about, because he told y'all a whole bunch of shit about me, right? He told y'all a whole bunch of horrible shit about me. Him being a preacher before he even met me, a man of God before he even met me, right? I need you to push that all together for me. Thank you so much. But push it all together so it can hit the algorithm. Justice for Alicia Smiley all together so it can hit the algorithm for me. And that's going to like push the video. But I just would want to know why he would even marry me in the first place. And that's where y'all fucked up at. All of y'all that believe whatever this preacher was saying about me, y'all, that's where y'all fucked up at. Because something in your mind would be like, if he was truly a preacher to begin with and she's a crackhead whore bitch, why would he even marry her? There's so many females that are already in the church that are dressing nice, that are playing the part because they want that role as a first lady. They want that role on the motherboard. Why would you go and find the crackhead whore in the hood of St. Louis and marry her instead? If I was that horrible of a person, or if I was that fucked up of a person to this preacher, because y'all believe the preacher and what the preacher said about me, why would he even marry me at all? If I was always a whore, why would he have kids with me? If I was on drugs, why would he have kids with me? He's the preacher, right? You know what I'm saying? He would have picked somebody he would have never even looked my way. He's not going to be already an ordained minister and go back and marry a whore. Go back and marry a crackhead hoe, because that's going to make him look crazy in the church. And he's trying to build people to trust the church. That wouldn't even match as a first lady. So, because he tried to flip the situation on me, and I'm just talking about it now, right? So he tried to, you said your phone messing up, you're trying. Okay. Well, if you can't type it without, putting it together, then just don't type it, because we want to make sure that it hits the algorithm. You know what I'm saying? We want to make sure that Justice for Alicia Smiley is hitting the algorithm. But I want the people that went against me because of what this preacher said, and they only listened to him because he wore a suit and his title said preacher. You get what I'm saying? I want everybody that listened to him to think about why he would even in the first place marry me or marry into my family, right? Because I was at the church that he married me in. I was there a good 10 years before him, but still people believed whatever he said about me. You get what I'm saying? And I don't know why they would believe it. I was a little rough around the edges. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I never really liked to wear dresses and shit like that because I was always in my protective energy, my masculine energy. But I was never like a crackhead whore, a gangbanger, or any of that shit. You get what I'm saying? But he went around and told people those things about me after we got divorced, and they believed it. So this is how he was able to get get away with certain things or doing certain things to me because they believe whatever he was saying or whatever. But I just need people to think about why he would even do that. What single pastor is going to marry somebody who's already in that position? Like, she always been a hoe. She always been on drugs. What pastor is going to marry someone even in that position? Justice for Alicia Smiley. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Okay. What preacher is going to marry somebody at all that even has that type of background, right? Now, that person could have changed or whatever, or people could say that person changed, and then maybe the preacher will marry them then, right? But if that person hasn't shown, if I've always been a crackhead whore, I've always been on drugs, I've always been doing this and this and that, ain't no preacher in their right mind gonna look at me. They're gonna be looking at sister so-and-so that's diligent in her work with the Lord versus going to go marry the whore thug bitch or whatever. Okay, so I just want people to understand that even the lies that he told after we got divorced about me didn't even make sense. Okay, it didn't even make sense that he would the lies that he was saying, because those lies would have excluded me from being his wife, right? Because surely he would have had the spirit of discernment before he married me. I'm just talking to the people that went to the church that believed the lies. Surely, because he is a man of God, he would have used the spirit of discernment. This bitch is a whore. This bitch is a crackhead. This is not suitable for a first lady to be the first lady of a church. This isn't gonna work. Okay, so if I was all those things that he really said that I was, why did he marry me in the first place? Why? How did I get the ring? You know? But he is the serial killer, y'all. And he definitely did kill my grandmother, my kidnapped grandmother, and everybody else that I named on the list. And they definitely did take my kids, y'all. Y'all witnessed on live a serial killer legally, illegally kidnap my kids. And I don't even know if they're alive, y'all. I don't know if my children are alive. I've had no contact with them. I have no contact with them. Right? And then this is another thing. Because y'all know I like to document shit, right? Why you take it back, Jess? This is another thing. Oh, I didn't knock my thing off. Okay, this is another thing, right? Y'all remember when he came and got my kids, right? And he was like, we went to court and I was on live. And this is the same day. This is right after I found out I was Alicia Smiley. And I left St. Louis that night because I knew that they were going to be sending the hitman after they took my kids. And that's probably why they took my kids, because they wanted to go ahead and get them out the house. So then I stayed there, and then the killer can come in or whatever. So that motherfucking day, I went live when he came to legally, illegally. He had false documentation, custody papers that they drew up through this family. We never been to court. He abandoned those children. I told y'all, as soon as he got me pregnant, I was pregnant, and then he went off and got somebody else pregnant. So he abandoned those children, right? And then he comes back right after I find out I'm Alicia Smiley magically, because that's when they sent his ass back in. Magically, he comes back. He has my address. I never gave him my address or anything. He's got my address. He pulls up at my house. I go live. And he's legally, illegally kidnapping my children, right? So we leave St. Louis, right? So we leave St. Louis, me and my daughter, the one child that I had with me. We take off in the middle of the night that same day, because I know that the hitman is now coming, because they took my sons out, right? So I know the hitman is now coming, right? Me and my daughter, we get on a motherfucking plane. We leave, not plane. We get on the Amtrak, not a plane. I was thinking plane, but we get on the Amtrak, right? I leave my brand new car there, everything, just drop everything. I leave my house, I leave my car parked at the Amtrak, and we just get on the motherfucking Amtrak, right? And as soon as we leave, we get where we're going. We travel a few states because we going through the Underground Railroad in Truth Gang. Y'all so dope. Thank you guys for Truth Gang for having an Underground Railroad for your girl. Literally, I really do consider y'all like my Underground Railroad, because y'all have saved me so many times. And it's just been different people in Truth Gang. Like, girl, I just seen what happened on live. If you need to come here, you can come here. And that's basically what I did. And I just Underground Railroaded it through Truth Gang to get where I am right now in my own house, right? But y'all remember, midway through this, sometime last year, I showed y'all the email, right? I showed y'all the email of him saying that, oh, you can come get your kids now. And this is after I already found out I was Alicia Smiley. I had already left St. Louis, and I was doing the videos in that little bitty ass room when they was talking about my background. They was like, look at your background, bitch. And they was going off on me about my background, my trolls was, right? As soon as he took my kids, then I got the email talking about my sons, talking about daddy said you can come and get us. Daddy said you can get us back. Why would he do that? What was the point of them coming to the house with the police, with the paperwork, taking my kids, and then getting the email after I'm Alicia Smiley, after I've already ran for my life? What was the point of him saying, okay, now you can get your kids back? Do y'all remember this happened like last year? He emailed me and was like, you can get these kids back if you want them. Daddy said you can come get us and da, 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 da. And I had to tell my sons, no, I'm not coming back there. I'm not coming back there at all under any circumstances. Now he's trying to give them back. But remember, he had just, none of this shit makes sense, y'all. That's why I'm bringing it up. And I want y'all to say, like, y'all that were watching this happen, I know TY, you was there. You was watching when this shit happened, right? So what sense does it make for him to show up with them kids? I mean, show up with the police to take my kids with false documentation saying he had custody of my kids and everything, right? And they make me give my kids to the serial killer with this false documentation. Then when I leave St. Louis and they can't find me anymore, they can't find me no more. Then I get the email talking about Daddy said you can come and get us. Daddy said you can come back and you can have the kids and you can have us and da 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 da. We miss you, we miss you. And I told them no. They were trying to lure me back. It was a tactic that did not work. And then as soon as he got what he wanted, why would he even show up with the police if he was just gonna give them back to me? I got the emails. Y'all know I got the receipts. I went on live. As soon as I got the motherfucking emails, I went on live. So y'all know I have them, right? So what the fuck was the point? What was the point of even showing up? Look at the games that they play. What was the point of even showing up with the police in the false documentation if you was just going to give them right back to me? So that should tell y'all that the documentation was false for real. Because I got the emails. I went live as soon as I got them. I was like, look, y'all. Look, now he's saying you can get the kids back. But that's only because he didn't expect me to leave in the middle of the night. He thought that I was going to stay there and fight for those kids. They would have me cornered because the love that I have for my children is not going to let me go anywhere. I'm going to sit there and I'm going to fight for my kids. No. I'm not. I already told my kids that if your daddy show up anywhere near around me, I'm going to have to leave you and I'm going to see you when you get 18 because I'm going to have to fight this battle. So before they even showed up at my door, I already informed my children that if they father shows up anywhere near me, that I'm going to have to lead them. And unfortunately, that's what ended up happening. I'm psychic. I called the shit out and that's exactly how it happened. You know? You said absolutely would not. That would be the epitome of unequally yoked. Exactly. Thank you, Jess. Absolutely would not. That would be the epitome of unequally yoked. So why would he marry me? If I'm all the things he said I was, a crackhead, a whore, I can't have a decent conversation. And he was a preacher when I met him. Okay, so you're right. You said fixing the dang autocorrect. You said hashtag Justice for Alicia Smiley for coming into the live. Please hashtag all together. No spamming, no personal information, also no politics. That may get you muted, Ashe. You said that sounds too much like a setup. Take your life and triangulate you. That's exactly what that was. That is exactly what that was. Okay? You said, girl, some of us never doubted you. I appreciate you not doubting me because I'm definitely telling the truth. I'm definitely telling the truth. And I wouldn't wish this situation on anybody in the world. Like, I will wish it on the people that have done this to me. I definitely 100 and a million gazillion % wish it on the people that have done this to me, and I wish it on their children. I wish it on their generations behind them. I definitely do. But just regular people, this is some shit that I would never ever want anybody to experience. Never. And I also wanted to say something too. Excuse me. I also want to say something too, right? So that phone call that was not recorded with the cousin, Lala. That was one point that I forgot to add to tell y'all, right? You got blocked already, but I'm gonna tell y'all the point. Okay, I'm gonna tell y'all the point. So I'm gonna answer your question. You just got timed out for 86 seconds. I'm gonna come back. Tribe is in here snapping them hands. Okay, so I'll explain that in a second. But let me just say this. So before the video was made, right? The video that's usually in the pinned comments, it's not there. It's okay. I'm sure people know. Okay, but before that video was made, we had called the missing and exploited children. It was me and it was a couple other people in Tribe that was a part of the Underground Railroad in Tribe. Okay, we had called the missing and exploited children, and then we were like, nothing's happening. I called the missing and exploited children. We called the Missouri Highway Patrol because we were trying to outrank. We were trying to report this to outrank the people that actually took me. We didn't want to report it to regular police officers. We were like, okay, we're going to do the Highway Patrol because they're over the regular police, right? The state troopers. They're over the regular police, right? So we contact the state troopers and whoop the whoop. And I leave and I go on my journey. and I'm still fighting this Alicia Smiley shit, and I don't know shit. Then we make the video, right? And then the family sees the video, right? Then we get to that phone call that's not recorded from the family. The first thing she says to me, which I did not mention in the video, which is why I should have fucking recorded it, but I'm willing to, like I said, take a lie detector test on everything that I say, okay? The first thing she said to me is that the missing and exploited children had came to their house a month before. The people that didn't want to give me a DNA test, the family, the blood family members, she literally told me that the missing and exploited children people came to her house a month before. That's what she said. She said they came to her house a month before. So what the fuck? Which one is it? I don't know which one it is. Is it the second one, TY? She said they came to her house a month before. Her sister's house, her cousin. So Lala said they came to my sister's house because that's where my mother lives. So she said before the video came out and everything, before they saw the video, after we made the phone calls, the missing and exploited children people did go to my biological, Alicia Smiley's biological sister's house, because that's where the mother lives, to her house and say something about me. And they still didn't give me the DNA. Yeah. Let me see. I was just checking to see which one it was. You said 2 videos about Alicia Smiley in the chat if you want to know what's going on. Okay. So yeah, those are the 2 videos. I'm going to pin the one that's the DNA video. And then the second one, I don't know which one it is, but you know I got to check the links. So those work. Those links work. So this is what I'm saying, though. The family of Alicia Smiley already knew something was going on, like brewing with this situation, because the cousin had told me on that phone call that the missing and exploited children had came like a month before, or like a month or 2 before. And I told her on the phone call, that's because me and Tribe was calling. Me and Tribe was calling like, hold up. You know what I'm saying? I'm so hurt by that. But I ain't finna be sitting here being sad, okay? I ain't finna be sitting here being sad about those people. Okay, about my family. I'm not gonna be sad. It said it's 2 video links. It'll only let me pin one at one time. So that's why I just pinned the one. But it will only let me pin one. So I pinned the DNA results. So that video, okay, so on the Black Cauldrons channel, I think we're at 15K views, 1.6K likes. On my channel, we are at 1.5K views, and then we have 155 likes. So that's 155 people that believe that I'm Alicia Smiley. Well, it's more than 155 people. Like almost 2,000 people. And you only need to convince a jury of 12. You get what I'm saying? I just wish that it was over. Y'all should have seen me yesterday. I mean, I probably shouldn't have, because I don't record those moments, but I was literally like in tears, sitting back the negative energy, doing all the spiritual cleansing, like wanting this to be over. Like y'all, I was literally like crying my soul out to the spirits, crying to them and asking them to end this, because I don't want to keep doing this. I don't want to keep living like this. I just want it to be over. I did do a little reading. She did give me a little information about the situation. Like, I feel like there's definitely people already locked up. I do know that. And people are dying. So some of them is getting like street justice and spiritual justice, you know? You said, girl, I can't imagine your situation, but as a trafficking survivor in the midst of fighting a lawsuit for it, I can empathize with the depth of the struggle. Right. Okay. I mean, I'm sorry you went through that too. But this human trafficking shit has got to stop. It has got to stop. And y'all have to protect y'all children. But I honestly feel like I just wasn't loved to begin with. I feel like the only person that truly loved me was my mother. The person that birthed me. Justice for Alicia Smiley 2024. Thank you. I feel like the only person that really truly loved me was the person that birthed me. And I'm going to say she really truly loved me because she, you know, she had alcoholism and, you know, all this shit happened to her after I was taken from her, right? So that affected her inside. So that's how I know she loved me, because if she didn't give a fuck, she wouldn't have any trauma from me being missing, right? So she has trauma. But them sisters and shit, they didn't know me. Like, they don't know me to have any emotion towards me. That's why it's easy for them to say, oh, we don't need to let her know that you're alive. It's easy for my little sisters to say that shit because they don't know me. They don't have any connection to me whatsoever. They never knew me. You know what I'm saying? And neither did half of those fucking little cousins and shit over there. They didn't know me, you know? So they don't have any emotion towards me. But the only person that truly loved me was my mama, you know? You said justice for Alicia Smiley. You are loved. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I know the spirit loved me too. But that's really all I have. Like, I had to, like, literally have my spirits come and comfort me during those times. I couldn't even bring myself to go live. I almost did, but I didn't. Because I don't like to be on live all crying, snot-faced, like, in a corner. But I literally do. My daughter's in here. She's not in here right now. She's asleep. It's probably because she had to help take care of her mama yesterday. You get what I'm saying? But yesterday, my daughter's literally in here. She's like, burning the sage, opening the windows, trying to make sure I'm comfortable, making me something to eat. She like, you okay? Did you eat it? Like, you need to lay down. Like, let me find you something on Netflix. Like, my daughter is like, she really helped me through it. You know what I'm saying? She's like, let's listen to some music. Let's try to, like, you know, be happy. And I'm like, how the fuck am I ever going to be happy dealing with this situation? I asked God why too, because I'm thinking to myself, like, why do I have to be the first person to go through this? Because if I wasn't the first person to go through this, then there would be resources for me, right? There's resources. Well, I don't really know about the resources. I haven't received any resources from missing and exploited children, from no motherfucking body. I haven't received any resources, any help from anyone during the situation. My only help has been to speak up and advocate for myself. Self-advocacy. That's my only help in this situation, okay? But if somebody else had went through what I went through before and survived, maybe this has happened before, but maybe the other people didn't survive, where it was law enforcement, the ones that kidnapped them, the people that have access to give you a whole new identity and all the other shit. If somebody would have went through this before, then there would be places for people like me that would be that couldn't go to the police for something, because the police are the ones who are committing the crime, right? So it would be resources for people like me. Like, when I asked y'all, what do you do when you need help and the police are the ones that are supposed to help you, but they're the ones that hurt you? What do you do? That's real shit. What the fuck do you do? So now I'm like, if somebody would have experienced this before I got here, then it wouldn't be so hard for me. And it's so hard for me because now I have to pave the way. And now I have to create a resource before I leave this earth for people who have been human trafficked by law enforcement, because you're not going to be able to call 911. You're not. You're going to have to leave your house. You're going to have to leave your car. You're going to have to leave your entire life if you want to survive. And that shit takes money. So now I'm going to have to create a fund. So when these people have to leave their houses, leave their cars behind, and it's just them and their children and the clothes on their back, that they'll be able to have resources. If the missing and exploited children people don't do what the fuck they're supposed to do, because that's really about money, I'm going to really have to be there to give these people money, to get hotel rooms, to get food, to get, health care, whatever it is that they need while they're on the run. Because nobody has created ever a organization like that. Because I've Googled it, there's no way. Like, it's all separate. Either, like, the missing children people are different from the sex trafficking people. The human trafficking people are different from the missing people children and the sex trafficking people. So it's all different. Like, I try to call the sex trafficking organization, right? And get some help there, because the missing children have not helped me. So I'm like, okay, well, maybe if I just categorize it as sex trafficking, because that's what it was. It was sex trafficking, human trafficking. That's what it was. So I'm like, maybe I'll just call the sex trafficking people. You get what I'm saying? And the lady was like, she was like, well, you need to give me a location. I'm like, well, I was taken across multiple state lines. I'm trying to tell this lady, like, while I was taken across multiple state lines. And she was like, yeah, but were you held, like, in a business or a building? Like, did they have you, like, in a brothel? I'm like, no, I was a child. And they took me across multiple state lines in order to, like, have older people do sexual shit to me. Okay? But this family was the they were the perverts. Okay, they were the perverts. It wasn't like they were selling me off to other people. They breed whores. Yes, they do breed whores. They do. So when they get you, if you're a girl, they're gonna try to make you a whore or whatever. You get what I'm saying? But it never worked on me, because I was always in my masculine energy. I was in my that's why they was calling me gay. I'm not gay. I ain't never been with no woman ever. But I was always in my masculine energy when I was younger. Think about a woman being in her masculine energy. It's because she has to protect herself. So as a child, I was a tomboy. I was hella rough and tough. So they never were able to turn me into a whore. And then they just ended up, when I first started liking boys, I ended up getting married off at 17. They have to sign you off to marry you off. You get what I'm saying? So I get married off at 17. So they never turned me into a whore. They started to just arrange my marriages. And they were like, okay, well, we just gonna knock her off through a romance scam or some shit like that. You get what I'm saying? But anyways, the bitch on the phone was like, no, this is not considered sex trafficking. I'm like, bitch, I don't give a fuck how old this case is. I don't give a fuck how old it is. This is sex trafficking. I'm telling you what they did to me. She said, well, you have to be held in a certain location, like a brothel, against your will or something like that, for it to be sex trafficking. I'm like, bitch, they took me a little girl for sexual purposes across state lines. And you telling me that's not sex trafficking? That's what you telling me, lady on the line? That's what you telling me? You know? It's weird. But anyways, it says sometimes I've learned you don't find people that really love you until after you share your story, and it shows all the unloved people that they aren't alone. Well, maybe that's what I'm here to do. Okay, maybe that's what I'm here to do. And I have to make this organization for children or people in general, adult missing children or whatever, because your family might not want you back. And that's what my daughter was asking me yesterday. She's like, if you're gonna make this organization for these people, what if their families are like your family and their families are shit? My daughter don't curse, but that's basically what she was saying. And their families are shit just like your family, and they don't want to give them the DNA. And I said, well, then we'll provide them the housing. We'll provide them the food that they need. We'll provide them the hiding or how to get them, protection. We'll provide them those things. Okay. If they have the evidence, they come in with evidence like I got evidence and their family's shit and their family doesn't want to give them DNA either, then we just gonna protect them so that they can stay alive, so that they can be all right. When they have to give up their cars, they have to give up their houses, they have to give up, their jobs. We're going to provide financial assistance for these people because I have an inheritance and this is what is going on. This is what I'm going to spend it on. Okay. And this is why they didn't want me to get it, because they knew that I was going to do some type of good with the money that I received. I wasn't going to be buying motherfucking Bugattis and shit. I'm going to literally use it to help humanity because it's necessary. And this is why God can trust me with the money. This is why that Master Mason could trust me with that money, because he could see my heart and he knew that them goddamn kids was criminals that he was around. He didn't tell on them. But he left me all their inheritance because he knew that there was something in me that was going to do the right thing with the money. And this is what I'm going to do with it, because I'm going to make sure that nobody has to go through and have it as hard as I've had to. If their family members are shit, then they'll have a family to go to, because we're going to become their new family at this organization. We're going to become their new family. So they're going to have a family to go to, and they ain't never going to have to worry about being short on a bill, or their kids having not something they can't call the auntie or cousin or somebody to pick up for them because they need some help. We're going to take care of you in Truth Gang. Okay? We're going to take care of you. All right? Period, point blank. He said, oh, hell no. Justice for Alicia Smiley. 2024 LH is in the building. Hashtag my squad of truth. You say, hey, my squad of truth. Okay? You say, what's up? You said you're exactly right. And even as a trafficking survivor, the only help I've ever been able to receive is from my lawyer. Everything else was just to run around. Right. See, I don't want to do all that. I just want to be able to have, and that's what I'm going to do. And I'm telling you, when I do get my shit, because I am going to get my shit, if anybody tries to if anybody tries to kill me, this is going to be a clause in my shit. If anybody tries to prematurely kill me ever again in life, if anybody tries to cause my premature death ever again in life over this fucking money, I'm going to put a clause in my shit that says it's going to go to animals. I'm going to just bless the animals. That's what I'm going to do. Okay? Or this is what I will do. If anybody tries to cause my premature death, what I will do is set in a clause that all the money is to be burned. All the currency is gone. I'm going to take it with me. It's not going to go to anybody that I know close to me if anybody try to kill me. Over the same amount of money that I've been trying to get killed over this whole fucking time. I'm going to put a clause in my motherfucking will. It's going to be a clause in that motherfucker. So if anybody try, you ain't going to get shit, kill me early. You ain't going to get shit, nothing. You know? You said, this is a cause that anyone should be able to stand behind because it's morally the shit that is wrong. Right. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. And I feel like people will. But the thing is that I'm not going to be asking people for all these donations and shit. I'm going to take my own money and do this. I ain't finna be asking people for all these donations and none of that shit, because I have an inheritance and they've already broken my family down. Like 2 of my children won't be receiving anything from me. You know what I'm saying? Well, it's one in a possible. One in a possible that won't be receiving anything from me. One of them definitely, bitch, because that's your family now. That kidnapper family, that's your family, bitch. You one of them. You hear what I'm saying? But I'm going to share with the people that need it. I'm going to use discernment, though. So don't think, oh, my God, like she's going to be able to give all that. No, I'm smart as fuck. I'm smart as fuck. I'm going to use discernment. And they have to have a specific situation. And it's got to be similar to mine. And I'm going to definitely help everybody. Human trafficking victims, sex trafficking victims, missing child advocates. I want people to have that shit. And I don't want them to have to worry about this shit. This whole entire thing has been funded by myself. And it is so hard, y'all. It is so hard to, like, pay for shit and then have to leave the shit that you worked hard and paid for. And then when you get somewhere else, you got to start all over. You got to start all over, adjusting to cost of living in different cities. Every time I gotta shake, I gotta move, I gotta get, you know, from where I am, because these people are trying to hurt me. It costs so much money, y'all. It costs so much money. And then if you have small children in school, they got people looking at you crazy because you can't maintain stability, because you keep moving from place to place to place to place. That's why I end up homeschooling my kids. I tell y'all, all of this shit, if y'all look back on this channel, y'all see it, because I kept having to move from place to place to place to place to place to place to place, and then explaining to the school system why it is that my kids aren't staying in the school longer than a year, because I keep having to run from the people that's supposed to be my family. Before I even found out I was Alicia Smiley, I was already doing it. Already having to move because I felt unsafe with these people. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. You said, or you could just leave the amount to the foundation you create in a panel of people to handle it for oversight of spreading of those funds for the benefits of your foundation. The only thing that I would love to do that, but that would have to be people that I really, 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 really trust. But the only thing that bothers me is that it would be humans that would be over it. And I don't want not a non-human to get a hold of it, because I don't trust. I mean, I trust certain people, but not most humans. I don't trust them, because I know that we're all vessels, and it's what's inside of them. So all it's going to take is for, you know, one of them people that's on that board to get greedy and then screw up my whole entire legacy, or whatever it is that I've left here that I would like to continue. You know what I'm saying? It's just going to take one of those persons to get greedy. One of those people to say, oh, well, she gonna know, or I'm in charge of this. And then, you know, that's why I was like, I'm going to burn all that shit or something. I'm going to burn it off, or I'm going to curse it. I'll probably end up cursing it, or I will curse it. The money that's left over when I cross over or whatever, I will curse that shit. So if it falls into the wrong hands, or they're doing the wrong thing with it, they'll be meeting me in the upper room shortly after. That's the only other thing that I can think to do would be to curse it. So that way, if it falls into the wrong hands and they're not doing what the divine infinite all and I have set forth in my will to do with this money, then they're going to be on the other side shortly after they fuck with that money, you know? That's the only thing that I can think of. I do got to work today, though, y'all. I guess I want to end this because I just came on here to talk to y'all, and then we'll do like a message. I don't know. So I had to deal with the school part last year because they wanted to come at me for truancy due to us being unstable in a situation. That's what I'm saying. People don't understand. People do not understand when you get put in these type of situations, how much it throws your life upside down. And you're really not in control of it. You're really not in control of how your life is going, but you have to kind of just roll with the punches. And then society expects for you to be normal because they're not experiencing the shit that you're experiencing. So they try to hold you to the standards that's, you know, that you're going through, or what, I mean, that the society would see as whatever. You get what I'm saying? That's why I ended up homeschooling, because I already knew. I'm going to have to keep moving. I'm going to have to keep getting up out of here. And it doesn't make sense for me to continue to put my kids in this school system. And this is the thing too, especially in St. Louis, they have plugs. So they were even harassing my children in school because they have the secret societies. Some of these teachers, they're on the school board. You get what I'm saying? Some of these teachers, they're a part of this shit too, with the you know, the Freemasons and shit. The superintendent, the motherfucking police captain, the sheriff, everybody. And then they know which kids to target too. That's why you think, like, in school, there'll be a certain kid always getting in trouble, always doing this, always doing that. But when y'all was at playtime, that kid was really cool. That's a really cool kid. But for some reason, the teachers used to just give that kid hell, right? That's because that kid was a targeted individual from being a targeted individual. Like, period. Since they was born, they was just a targeted individual from being one, period. Okay? You say, I trust that spirit will give you the exact guidance on how you should handle that. I believe it. I do. I think the curse might be the best thing, though. Because then I could just walk away and leave it. And not worry. And be like, touch that shit if you want to. That's the best way to do it. Just like the Egyptians. That's the best way to do it. I have to curse it. That's what I'm going to do. It's already cursed, though. That's why they got caught. Because somebody left it to me in their will. And that's literally the will of God, right? Because we are gods. We are created in the image and the likeness. We're literally the reflection of, the projection of God, right? So when you die, they give you your last will and testament. You have that will because that's your will of God that should go forth among the earth. That's why they call it your will, right? Because it goes forth among the earth after you leave the earth. That's your will. That's what you want to happen, you know? Yeah, that person left that shit. Hold on. I gotta pee. I completely get it. It isn't much better here in Memphis. I gotta pee. And I'm gonna start another one, okay? I'm not even finna make y'all wait. I'm finna start another one. And then we just gonna get a message. Because I had to get that off. I had to come on here and tell y'all how I've been feeling yesterday, how I was feeling, because that's why I didn't go live. I didn't go live because I was fighting in the spirit realm all yesterday to just maintain my energy and my protection and my force field of protection around me for the shit that I had went live and said the day before. I don't take none of that shit back. This is baby, I hit it hard. I don't take none of that shit back because all of it's true. And I don't recant any of the statements that I said on any of these videos. And Spirit did explain to me that that's all y'all can do anyways. All y'all can do is send me negative energy. But I can still speak this truth. You'll never be able to kill me. You'll never be able to hurt me anymore. So I don't take none of that back. I'm never going to take back, oh, I'm sorry for saying that online. No. They killed them people. And they kidnapped me. So all they can do is send me energy, y'all. That's it. They'll never find me. They'll never get anywhere near me. All they can do is send that energy. And say we will be here. Okay, so I'm gonna get back. I'm coming right back. I'm finna come right back because I'm finna do a message. But I just wanted to talk to you about that. All right, let me go pee. All right, I'll be back.